A sovereign air power empire is currently balanced on the knife edge of financial survival. The United Kingdom Tempest 6th generation fighter jet has thrust the British Royal Air Force into an immediate strategic crisis. As of June 2026, while the physical combat air demonstrator has reached 2/3 of its manufacturing weight at the BAE Systems facility, leading global defense analysts argue that this £12 billion project is rapidly exposed to becoming a hollow financial disaster. The stakes could not be higher for London because delayed defense funding and historic inflation have trapped the military in a position with no tactical retreat. On paper, their only tactical salvation would be to accept a projected operational delay that could push the official deployment of this stealth asset from 2035 deep into 2040, leaving British airspace vulnerable and defenseless for 5 additional years against next-generation threats. Will British planners risk national bankruptcy to secure a masterpiece of sovereign technology? Or will the crushing economic reality of 2026 render the entire project useless before it even leaves the hangar? Before we go on, if you want to discover the brutal truth behind the world's most advanced weapons, hit that subscribe button right now and tell me where you are watching from. The fundamental crisis blocking the Tempest stems from an unforgiving collision between advanced physics and harsh economics. At the core of this fighter jet sits a revolutionary Rolls Royce powerplant integrated with an embedded starter generator. This system is engineered to generate unprecedented electrical power at a level of 1 megawatt, which is 10 times the capacity of legacy 5th generation aircraft. This immense electrical output is required to feed the multifunction radio frequency sensors and directed energy laser weapons. However, external analysts observe a catastrophic physical limitation because operating a 1 megawatt electrical grid inside a tightly sealed, stealth-optimized carbon fiber fuselage generates a massive accumulation of thermal energy. If the complex thermal management system utilizing jet fuel as a heat sink fails, this $150 million platform risks cooking its own artificial intelligence processors and sensor suites during intense combat. Financially, the project is mirroring the disastrous procurement history of the British Army Ajax armored vehicle program. A report from the UK Defence Committee reveals that the total research and development costs for the wider global combat air program are skyrocketing toward $30 billion. This funding strain has already delayed the scheduled flight testing of the full-scale prototype from 2027 into 2030, sparking fierce domestic debate about throwing billions into another defense black hole. Furthermore, a quiet industrial battle is fracturing the alliance from within. Serious friction has emerged between BAE Systems and Mitsubishi Heavy Industries regarding system architecture control. Japanese aerospace engineers are reportedly resisting the integration of their proprietary radar technologies unless London grants them full access to the core flight control software source code, creating a political stalemate that threatens to paralyze the engineering timeline completely. Despite these massive engineering and financial obstacles, London possesses powerful strategic leverage that could completely reverse the geopolitical chessboard. The first major breakthrough occurred when the rival European Future Combat Air System program, involving France, Germany, and Spain, officially collapsed due to irreconcilable disagreements over intellectual property and workshare division. This sudden industrial vacuum leaves the Tempest and the wider global combat air program as the only viable next-generation fighter project in Europe, handing the United Kingdom a near monopoly over NATO air power development on the continent. Furthermore, building the Tempest is the only pathway for the British government to escape the sovereign restrictions of the American F-35 program. Under current operational realities, Washington controls the software source code through the complex Odin network, meaning British forces cannot integrate domestic weapons like the Meteor missile or the Spear 3 capability without costly American approval. Beyond regional independence, the Tempest introduces a radical warfighting doctrine tailored for the massive expanses of the Indo Pacific theater. Utilizing the Striker 2 virtual cockpit and the integrated sensor network, the pilot acts as a central node commanding a swarm of uncrewed autonomous platforms under Project Vanquish. These loyal wingman drones are engineered to fly forward into contested airspace, absorbing hostile fire, deploying electronic jamming, or launching pinpoint multi-domain strikes against advanced air defense networks, while the mothership remains completely undetected. Defense forecasts indicate that over the next 12 months, acute funding pressures will likely compel the core tri-national alliance to accept Saudi Arabia as a financial partner. This potential influx of billions of dollars from Riyadh could immediately resolve the current research deficits, ensuring that critical tests of the 1 megawatt powerplant stay on track for early next year. The development of the Tempest ultimately pushes the British Royal Air Force into a definitive confrontation between two divergent military doctrines. On one side stands a strategy of pragmatic austerity, which argues that the United Kingdom should remain within the safe financial boundaries of the American F-35 program, accepting foreign control over electronic modifications to preserve billions of pounds for immediate social and economic needs. On the opposite side is the doctrine of absolute sovereign independence, a high-risk gamble asserting that a modern global power must control its own technological destiny, regardless of the staggering $30 billion research costs, or the punishing physical limitations of generating 1 megawatt of internal power. The profound lesson of this sixth-generation race is that modern deterrence is no longer just about manufacturing airframes, but about sustaining the national industrial endurance required to field them. If London falters in its industrial commitment before the critical 2030 prototype flight, the United Kingdom risks sacrificing its aerospace leadership and becoming tactically dependent on foreign source codes for the rest of the century. However, if the Trilateral Alliance successfully integrates Japanese radar excellence and potential Saudi capital, they will possess an unchallengeable monopoly over the future of European and Indo Pacific air defense. If you were holding the pen to authorize the next defense budget for the United Kingdom, which path would you choose to guarantee long-term security? Would you commit the necessary billions to secure a masterpiece of national sovereignty? Or would you cut your losses immediately to avoid a historic financial disaster? Let me know your detailed tactical breakdown in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into next-generation warfare, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to stay updated on the most critical defense files from around the globe. Thank you for watching and goodbye.